Hi, this is Shelley Kraft, and welcome to SNNLive. I'm here with Mickey Fulp, familiar face, folks. Mercenary Geologist, featured speaker at the Cambridge House Conference, and also the writer of the Mercenary Geologist newsletter. We are at the Cambridge House International Energy and Resource Investment Conference here in Calgary. Mick, welcome back to SNNLive.
Thank you very much, Shelley. Always my pleasure.
Now, where you been lately?
Albuquerque, LA, Singapore, Yantai, China, Shenzhen, China, Hong Kong, Vancouver, Calgary, back to Albuquerque in a couple of days.
So you're rivaling some pilots for frequent flyer miles, it looks like.
I'm now a platinum member, so I get a few upgrades, and that helps.
Right, join the crowd.
Yeah.
Question. What's going on around the world that's any different from what's going on in Canada?
There's money for the resource sector in Asia. There is no money in North America, or there's money on the sidelines. It's reluctant right now, and certainly the old school Europe, Swiss area, that's non-existent for our sector right now. There's also money in the Middle East and Dubai. So the big money that is looking for resource opportunities, and these would be advanced opportunities, development production scenarios, I think now is going to come out of Eastern Asia and the Middle East.
Okay, that's important because we're here in North America and we're witnessing what's going on in North America. And I have been quoted, one of my quotes is, let's crush rocks and not stocks. What do you think about that?
Well, that's what we all always want to do, is crush rocks, because that means we're making metals. But you got to crush the right rocks, and what's happened in our business over the last 5-10 years is this idea that mining is a growth industry. Mining is not a growth industry, I'm convinced. Mining is a value industry. So what we need are high margin deposits. You want to be in the lowest 1/3 or the lowest quartile in terms of total production costs, and you will do quite well. Unfortunately, our business model over the last 10 years, driven by the majors, which filter down to the juniors, was that quantity was more important than quality, and that's just wrong, in my opinion.
What I think is, how do we get the Asian money to come to North America to invest?
You got to go to Asia and court the Asian money, I think. Because some of it will come over here. I mean, we see takeouts now. It doesn't have to be the top 10 or 20 or 50 mining companies in the world. There's other sources of money. So we're going from traditional ways of funding mining projects to non-traditional ways. Sovereign funds, private equity funds, royalty streams, metal streams, etc. So we have to change our mindset, and we need to go where the money is, and that's, for the most part, Eastern Asia and the Middle East. And so
but doesn't it stand to reason that Asian money is probably going to go and invest money both in Asia and in Australia and also in Africa before they come to North America? And
I don't know why that would be. North America is probably one of the best mining jurisdictions in the world. We produce metals at low cost in some instances. South America, certain countries are good. The world should be our oyster. It all comes down to how much it takes to get that metal to deliver to customers wherever they are in the world. Increasingly, they are in Eastern Asia. So who cares where you go to get it, as long as you get it at a low cost? All these metals trade on the world stage. There is some arbitrage that will go on between, say, Shanghai and London on copper price. But the point remains that wherever the metal comes from, it needs to be delivered to smelters. Let's say copper needs to be delivered to smelters in China and Japan. So I don't think they're particular about where it comes from as long as it comes to them at a good price.
When do you know that we're at the low point in the resource market in North America? When do you know?
I have no idea. All I know is that you pick fundamentally strong stocks that you like. You start buying them at some point when you consider the risk reward is in your favor. If they go lower, you buy them on stink bids. If they go lower, you buy more because you like that stock. If they go higher, maybe you buy higher too. I don't know. But there's nobody that can tell us when the bottom is in here. It is. We'll look back 6 months after the bottom is in and we said, oh, it was obvious that was the bottom. Why didn't we see that then? You know, I don't think the bottom's in right now. Contrary to what I said in January at the Cambridge House show then, that wasn't the bottom. You know, I went on record, on video, I said, it looks like the bottom to me. We went on Twitter, we said that. We love Twitter. And Twitter has the social media, we're over 27,000 Twitter followers now. So I would encourage everybody to watch our tweets. We've become more active. And just because we offer an opinion, doesn't mean it's just an opinion. Some of them are right, some of them end up being wrong, and I'm not afraid to admit when I was wrong. The bottom wasn't in January. I don't think the bottom's in now.
What are you talking about at Cambridge House at this conference?
I'm on a uranium panel and very shortly, and we'll be talking about supply-demand fundamentals of uranium. I am a uranium bull, and then I do my standard workshop Q&A on junior resource stocks. Speculators love that because they ask me questions. I'll give them an honest opinion. If a company they ask me about so bad that I could be hung for slander if I said something, I'll just say no comment. So.
Okay, let's give out your website to our viewers.
MercenaryGeologist.com, MercenaryGeologist.asia, MercenaryGeologist.fm. The audio portion of this interview will be on that. And at Mercenary Geo is our Twitter feed. And yeah, folks, if you like Twitter, come and see. I think you'll be entertained on occasion.
And by the way, you just have to Google Mickey Fulp, and you're there also. Okay, thanks, Mick, for coming on to SNNLive. It's always good to have you and always good to see you. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive. This is Mickey Fulp, the Mercenary Geologist, the writer of the newsletter, the speaker at Cambridge House, and a lot of other conferences. We're at the Cambridge House International Energy and Resource Conference right here in lovely downtown Calgary, Alberta, Canada, 2013.
We love Cowtown, don't we? I love coming here every year. A long weekend in Cowtown is a lot of fun.
They're stampeding to get here.
I know, yeah.